If you remember, the last I was talking to you about saying one needs to make a small presentation to your colleagues and give several options to them, so that they can now decide to work on that. It's a allow me to what you call keep repeating again, it is not the full over the wall type of things. Okay, it is not fully over the wall, but still you need to concentrate on your design and continue it forward. So, let me what you call take you to the PowerPoint. You notice here that we have a simple desktop or laptop everybody has, and there are large number of CAD modeler softwares. The advantage with that CAD modeler software is some of them come built into your other this thing, including schematic capture and so on. So, not a big deal to get one, and any number of simple things with non-save, everything is available, you can always use it. And best part of it is you have the local laser printer. It can be directly on your desktop, or it can be connected to your what do you call small LAN, your own VPN or WLAN. So, you can always share files via the internet. Then you have the what do you call files which you can continue to share online. Then another thing is a vast expertise on technical things. So, once you have started, you are very much you are ready, absolutely no problem. So, if you take a very complicated layout like that, just for presentation I have shown you, now you can always make a mock-up and present it to your other batchmates. It is a little like over the wall, but then also it is it does have certain facilities which is there. So, you decide what type you want. After having decided on what type to build here, we again go back and decide. So, here I think I have showed you already, saying we have made a model, and that model did not come out as well, but if you see the actual prototype built is much better. Okay. So, I think I will repeat it again, play around, and this is where it is now. You can do iterations and make simple 2D drawings. And then I also I think I showed you this saying, eventually everything ends up on a rack. So, you need to build something using any flat raw material, cardboard, foam, polystyrene, then you can have PVC and opaque sheets. Then the important thing here is that templates can be made. Templates are the issue. Earlier what you had to do by going to the workshop and depending on the accuracy, and often you have to get back, because sometimes you will notice that something which is important is getting compromised, and something which is which can be accommodated has been unnecessarily stressed upon. So, if you have things under your control, you can do anything you like, and cutting, routing in a small craft workshop and fastening and mounting methods, a very rough prototype is ready. Most important is that a beautiful this thing. Compared to that, you can't just go to a box maker and say make me a box. It will end up like those what do you call Cinderella's slippers. It will only fit one, not everybody. And describing something, saying make it in what do you call just description without engineering drawings is still problem. Now, we have come over the engineering drawings and come directly to 2D and 3D modeling directly. Now, once you start, you can have this advantage of you can add items, and even coffins come in probably steps. Of course, this is only a gag, what do you call, I don't even know what it is, they have just made it for this thing about it. So, even a very simple thing like a battery indicator, this is circuit, but then how will you actually put it into a box? That is still a big issue. So, I will now see, this is taken from one of the manufacturer's catalogs. So, you see here, even you can use an off the shelf device, and if you send these files to them, understand, no, the file you want, they will print it, cut it and give it to you. You see here what is going on, very, very interesting concept. This is probably a laser cutter which has taken a pre-printed sheet and it is cutting it, and small equipments like this, this is, you can configure it as you like. This is the reason why I was showing you, now it is in your control. Most important is, you have seen here things like mode, enter, power, up and down and all that. You can make different products for different people, you can position them differently. You see here, one thing you will notice is, this is probably a off the shelf item. This off the shelf item, they have made it into a, probably it is an attendance register device, and you can put a RFID card and it works here. See these things, these are all off the shelf devices that are built using aluminum extrusions and end pieces. Before you actually fabricate, it is very easy for you, you can just order it online, get one piece, try to push all your items inside and design the control panel. You see here, everything is under your control, you can do whatever you like. Now here it comes to the thing, do you freeze on the PCB and come here, or alternatively, do you parallelly develop this layout along with the PCB routing. So you see here, this, I think I have intentionally taken it from here. This probably, both of them come from a similar manufacturer, but you see the way this front panel has been made, which can be easily, you can design it. So, like all grooves, one person may be very good in making these interaction things. See here, large number of things here, and then one thing have you noticed here, this sticker is here, it is empty, transparent, and then when you put it on top of this, probably this is a reasonably watertight IP55 type of a enclosure. So, even if you drop it on a corner, it will not fall, and then you have the small openings here, depending on the purpose of it, you can always plug them. The thing here is not about what do you call the functionality of this, but it is a lot about the design of your, make your own design. You see, this is the best which you can do. If you remember in the PPT earlier, I showed you transmission test setup, but typically if you had to use a general purpose device, you may end up with this. To me, I mean, what do you call a 12 key keyboard like this, it has 2 extra keys, I do not know what these things mean, and while these function keys and these keys and there is a home and these things have been done, maybe you can improve on these things, and magic is just by changing this sticker, you can make a different equipment completely. Suppose you are making an equipment for a professional user which has only a limited number of what do you call scenarios for deployment, you can just freeze all those things here, remove all the unwanted things, and then somebody maybe introduce a sample and press the go button, and then you see here these are all sort of now universal. We know that it means it is connected to a LAN somewhere, and it keeps working. Now you see here very, very interesting things. Somebody has printed all of them, and probably now it will be cut on a polycarbonate sheet, and somehow using an engineering adhesive it is attached to the box. It is very easy for you. You can now use as you like. And actually why I probably brought it is, you see here some are known, well known, and then on the top these are meant for the local, wherever you are, it is being used, so that it should be natural. Sometimes when you buy these products which are marketed for the world, you will have a huge a booklet like thing by which only 2 or 3 pages are relevant to you, remaining are all in other languages. So, you can avoid all that all by just making a sticker. You see here there is a small provision for an LED here, and all the stuff is there. Now, you see here it says intelligent controller. This goes directly on top of this, and you have a equipment, and the beauty is you have made it, and most likely this thing, the first few pieces you can put it to somebody, and whenever you go into a discussion, some people would like to take a call on it, saying no, why is this here and why it is not anti-clockwise. Maybe you can make one more and make people group dynamics, and then you can have it like that. You see here something says up and down, but here there are 2 arrows. To me it is a little confusing, but there is no problem. I expect all these things have been done. Now you see here what is being done here. So, you can make any standard device like this and attach your own what do you call a graphic on top of it, also called decals, and you have an entirely new product. And slightly unethical is you can buy an existing product like, I do not know what it is. I think I have shown you earlier, but I have not shown you. I can buy something existing like this, and now peel off all the things, add my own decal and make a product for presentation purposes only, not for the selling. Selling will be what you call unethical. I am not sure, probably it is a vinyl cutter, but typically if you make one of these designs, this one, no, you see here, okay, then making it in small numbers is very, very easy. You just have to send it there, and I do not know whether this is the plotter, this is only a follower and so on, and we are here, we are in business. The future, or actually this is the past extended to the present, it is very easy for you. You can easily any number of these things. You see at the back, if you see, this is how it started. Now finally, even you put it into a black box, beautiful boxes come. So very easy for you to do. In this case, they have done probably it is a what do you call demo piece from their website, and you can see I just wanted to tell you a few elements things also, like if you have the red back at the thing, and then if you key it with this, it is very easy to identify that probably this is for a radiation monitor, something else can be something else. Same thing there, you have seen this, they have, there are things that are just attached on top of it. And this is what I showed you in the last time pictures also. Okay? Any of these things are relatively easy. It is easy. Once upon a time, it was very, very tough to make these things. Now, these days, it is as easy as, see here there are, this probably belongs to this. You can see these things at the top, they have some push button, then they have some toggle switches here, and then at the bottom they have potentiometers, and then there are rows of I do not know Oh, I think it is the reverse. These rows of LEDs come on top, then these are some potentiometers which come here, then there are small toggle switches, another range of potentiometers. All this without actually constructing anything you can make it. While this is the front, this is the rear of the equipment. You see here, once you make this, downstream it is very easy, and you have full option of how to say, why not put all these 4 of them in one line, and what is the rule saying, no, all of them should be there. So, obviously you as a designer will have full control about it. So, I feel you take charge and start making these things. Okay, I will just go through very interesting things here. Can you see? Quite easy, but before you get into all these things, this is obviously a keypad where there is a circular PCB, there is something here, and then there is something here, all these things. It is easy for you, and you read it for you on top yourself. So, long ago when this Elma started, I am not sure whether it is some European company, but it is there everywhere. It does everything for you, but first one I expect that you have to do the engineering to have full control. So, this is the one which probably I should have started. Now, I will give an escape, go back and see where rather on the internet various things are available. It will show you much more in detail about how to populate the rack equipment that you have here. So, we have a large number of these what you call kits that are there. This particular one talks about all this hardware that goes into making rack mounted equipment. So, while I will not go through this, you will notice that here several options have been given. You can probably still continue to keep it on the table, then it is a one new rack mounted device, then attractive finishes, seen this here. Perhaps interesting thing here is, this is what I was trying to tell you at that point earlier. This is a fully rack mounted equipment, but however, when you want to use it on the table, they have provided these feet optional. So, it is for you to now see whether if it is a standard worthwhile equipment, you directly make it into a 1U or 2U device and then add feet, or like in our cases, because that was specifically developed by for one I think some sponsor, we made it such that you can avoid these things. And then, and you see here the advantage here is being fully EMI protected cabinets, everything is available. In such cases, all you need to do is add a front panel. For you to add the front panel, it is very easy for you to buy one of those boxes, add a front panel, and then they will recommend mounting hardware, or in this case, it is a mounting chassis on how to complete your this thing. These are all hardware items. I mean, you cannot wish them away, they will be there. Absolutely. So, you have all this fantastic amount of details. So, it is for you to now, and one thing which I am sure even I too do not like are these fasteners. You cannot add these things onto your design as an afterthought. You understand, no? You cannot add them as an afterthought, but initially itself if you build them into your layouts, it is easy for you. You will have very presentable, beautiful equipment. So, I got a chance to go through it. I had thought I will present it. Like this, you have for everything summary of all the standards. What are all the racks? How do you do it? And then why I am saying is, sometimes while in this case it is an independent equipment, but you see this thing, these are all what you call, the whole thing is called a sub-rack. These are plugins for this sub-rack, where now you need to design for this. That is where the future is. If you have a say bandwidth management tool, or if you have a network management tool and all that, you just need to make things in this, attach to them, and then there is a large collection of this hardware and things. You can just plug it in as you like, including some of them come with standard what you call euro card. This one is called a single euro, and the other one, no, that is called a double euro or number 2 euro, where one card occupies 2 slots and even standard backplanes are available. So, somebody has to just buy the backplane and design these components, and very complicated systems including half a rack can all be accommodated in one sub rack with all these things. This I have showed you earlier. It nothing, it just shows how much is the U, what is the pitch, what is the front panel, and then all those numbers I was banding around earlier, you can see them here. You can see here there is something called 44.45, and then there is something, and adding all the size 1 front panels and so on, no, you have 88 and then you have so on. It is easy for you with looking at one of these tables, and then if you remember somewhere I showed you saying there is a captive nut. Though the openings there are shown as circular, actually all the professional racks come with a square punch here. You have to push the cage nut inside. Once you push the cage nut inside, you have enough float and everything, happily. This is a little about detail about how the card guides and all that. Why I am showing it is all these are available. This is the detail of the double euro card. Then the so many, large number of things like type of connectors, all this data, and then this is a power back panel, which is very, very useful. So, non-stop we have enough, there in fact there are things which are even back to back. So, we have a front plug-in unit, a back plug-in unit, we can attach them together, and while they are a little expensive, they have been tried and proven, including for easy plugging in and plugging out. You will see here there is a something which pushes it inside and ejector. So, with this you can build very complicated systems, but finally everything has a front panel which you need to add to that. You have seen this front panel view. This front panel view, you need to make a call. You can in fact probably have a printed circuit board here, and you can make a sticker. Once you present it in a complete what I call form, it is unlikely that anybody will ask for a change. So, I will now skip to the next this thing here. A beautiful guide from Delft is available. It is called Delft Design Guide. So, if you go through what all you have, what all I have been talking, probably I have taken a few of these things from here, and this whole cycle you can basically speed it up, and I will try to go a little closer. We are all very clear about it. It is just a way of doing it. There is synthesis and provisional design. At this point, simulation, while electrical simulation has all been taken care of, saying mixed mode, analog, digital is there, and a little bit of even things like if you have to make a programmable logic controller, these are all made. Here, finally, after the evaluation and value of the design, in the decision making, we can make it a little faster if we have made all the models as I was talking to you about. So, this is a good design guide. If you get a chance, you should be able to just download it and you can read it. It's a what you call free resource, and some of the pictures and all I have taken probably again I can't say intentionally I have copied the full thing. These things have had an influence on me, saying first thing is you start with all your sketching and all this, and eventually after you make the first beautiful what you call few prototypes, you will have a beautiful product already and easy to be manufactured and taken up. So, for the while I will stop this. Okay, let me just go through this particular thing. I will go back to the beginning. I suggest you go and look for this. Okay, the title is Delft Design Guide. TU Delft Design Guide is a very interesting and useful device, and you will be able to, I am sure, manage things from here. Okay, at this point let me take leave and start on a different thing next time, so that we will be able to get on with it. So, thank you.